I was only one of many who heard about the new 5th year the night of the sorting, but may have been one of the few who continued to observe how she'd interact with both our classmates and animals alike the days that followed. Beatrice, as what I'd heard the girl's name was, had always seemed gentle with her owl during breakfast hours, compared to most people only seeing them as a means of messaging. And, despite noticing how busy the new student was, Beatrice seemed to always have time to stop and pet the castle's cats. I would later then describe our new classmate as similar to a young Antipodean opalai drifting into a nesting ground. Beatrice, while quiet despite the rumours, had made what should have been awkward look entirely natural by easily blending in amongst our peers. Though if there was one thing bothering me about the new student, was talk of how she handled the wayward trolls in Hogsmeade. They were already territorial creatures that would rather not wander into well-populated areas, much like the wizarding village. There was also something to think about regarding the dragon attack that sparked Beatrice's late arrival that first night. No dragon would attack out of nowhere, unless it was threatened or chasing after something. It all just didn't make sense. Ha! I stroked Gerald's fuzzy coat as he purred and rolled in my arms, just as Professor Howin was welcoming class. It was only then, when I glanced up, that I spotted Beatrice heading my way.
Welcome, everyone. I see you've already met some of the many beasts we study in this class.
Beatrice nodded towards me with a polite smile, which I tried to reciprocate before I nervously glanced down at the table, just as the other girl decided to quietly stand beside me as she passed, instinctively making me hold Gerald closer in my arms. She probably thought me silly, carrying Gerald about like a first-year clutching a teddy.
Though be advised, none of these creatures should be taken lightly. They are all in their own way dangerous, especially if one does not know how to handle them properly.
With the Diricall vanishing in a soft pop, I dared a sideways glance. Beatrice was still staring at the spot where it had perched, eyes wide with quiet wonder. When those same eyes met mine, I startled at the colour. Green, bright as a Welsh green scales when the sun hits just right. I almost looked away, but Beatrice smiled, and for a moment, I forgot how to feel awkward at all.
Now, it seems many of you are out of practice. Let's take some time to review the basics of how to care for a beast, shall we? Miss Sweeting, would you please assist our new student with the lesson today?
Yes, Professor Howin. Hello, I'm Poppy Sweeting. Don't worry about Professor Howin's speech. She over-exaggerates sometimes. All the beasts in class are perfectly safe. Oh!
Miss Sweeting, pay attention, please. The tongue of a Puffskein can be a slippery devil.
Yes, Professor. Here, you can practice on Gerald. Just keep an eye out for his tongue. You can use my brush. Just be gentle. Oh, and think pleasant thoughts. I like to think it enriches his experience. That's lovely. I'm sure he feels much better. I think he might be hungry. Would you mind giving him some beast feed? What do you suppose the pellets taste like to Gerald? Pudding, I like to think.
I surmised, glancing at Beatrice only to catch a look of distant nostalgia reflect in the other girl's eyes. Before, it was gone with a blink.
I think we can safely say that Gerald likes you.
That's good news. He seems very nice.
He is. Kindness is one of his best qualities, right after ambition. And cleanliness.
Good work, everyone. Now, let's make our way to the pens and select another beast. And please, do be careful as you feed and groom them. Miss Sweeting, why don't you show our new student to the Kneazles in the farthest pen?
This way. The Kneazles are over here.
Oh, couple of Kneazle whiskers ought to get me a few canuts at least. Enough to buy something from Honeydukes. Stupid thing. Oh.
What in Merlin's name are you doing?
Tuss, peculiar Poppy. Worried about a worthless little rodent?
Her name is Persephone!
Her name is Persephone!
This made my fingers twitch near my pockets, brushing against the little pouch where a Chinese chomping cabbage sat. I ought to pull it out, snap at them the way the cabbage would. Yet my throat closed up, leaving me as mute as a mooncalf caught in torchlight. Oh, how I longed to bite back, just once.
That's really not funny.
Blue robes moved into my view, sharp as a falcon swooping between me and its prey. I blinked, startled, half because I'd forgotten Beatrice was even beside me, and half because I'd thought the new student would simply stand by. But the expression I saw now, it wasn't the soft smile I'd come to expect. There was something cutting in Beatrice's green eyes, a glint like sharpened steel, and the air seemed to carry a faint, burnt, sweet tang of mallow sweet. I suddenly understood how Beatrice could very well be the same student rumoured to have taken a fully grown troll in Hogsmeade the other day.
Let's go.
Those two don't belong anywhere near this class. Poachers in training. Persephone was onto them instantly. Thank you for your help. Let's carry on. Feed and brush the Kneazles just as you did with Gerald.
Working on the creatures in this class had always been a relaxing pastime for me, more so now as I quietly observed Beatrice diligently care for the feline-like beasts, watching how the other girl was initially awkward on where to properly brush them. But the Kneazles themselves later took to stretching and rubbing alongside her ankles. Even Persephone would playfully swat at Beatrice's wand to ask for more pellets.
The Kneazles really took to you. They know a good egg when they see one. As do I.
It appears our time has come to an end. Please close the pens and see yourselves out.
Professor Howin's voice rang over the open area, signalling the end of today's class. Reluctantly seeing ourselves out, I watched in amusement as Persephone tried to follow after us, earning one last good scratch behind her ears from Beatrice before securing the enclosure.
Now, where is our new student? Ah, there you are. I would like a moment, please.
At that point, I really didn't need to hang around. I already had a good session in Beasts class, was paired alongside the best partner I could ask for. That didn't result in any form of miscommunication or ultimate disinterest. Yet, I still found myself lingering. Just maybe wanting to show Beatrice something else.
Surely the poachers can be brought to justice by someone. The ministry, perhaps.
My attention focused in on Beatrice's opinion on Professor Howin's statement, recounting the poaching activities that seemed to have taken rise these past several months over the Highlands. It had only grown more worrisome, even before the previous school term ended.
An optimistic idea. Now, why don't we focus on more immediate matters that we can control?
It was most likely, since Beatrice was new to the wizarding community, that she still had yet to be jaded by the figures that made up our ministry. Even I had sadly been one of our generation taught to let the more capable wizards handle such matters outside of our control, but it didn't have to be that way, did it? My fingers stilled at pulling on the sleeves of my robe, deciding to call out to Beatrice, just as the other girl was now dismissed by our professor.
Hey, over here. Come on.
Did you need something, Poppy?
Thank you again for saying something to those brutes so that I didn't have to. You were an augury at noon in the desert.
I certainly hope that's a good thing.
It's something my gran and I say. It means that something or someone is a welcome surprise. At least, that's what we decided it meant.
I couldn't stand there and watch them harm the poor thing.
We're of a similar mind. Actually, in light of that, there's someone I'd like you to meet in the forest.
Beatrice!
A distant call for Beatrice's name interrupted our conversation, however, as I soon spotted one of my housemates rounding the corner of our open classroom.
Ah, Lenora. She did promise to meet me here after class regarding a previous arrangement of sorts.
Beatrice waved towards the other Hufflepuff before she turned her attention back to me.
I'll be more than honored to meet this friend of yours. Just owl me whenever, and I'll be sure to make it.
I waved after Beatrice as we parted ways, a bubbling feeling in my chest that I hadn't felt in a while, just waiting to spring forth. Hope. It was time I found my voice,